you for our council, our firemen, our policemen, and all our city workers for doing the best they can for us. We ask you to guide and protect us. We ask you to guide our decisions with wisdom, that we will be able to make the highest and best decisions for our city. And we thank thee for all our blessings. Amen.
Amen. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Eloise Taylor?
Here.
Please let the record show that Vice Mayor Bill Colombo is absent this evening. Councilman Steve O'Neill?
Here.
Councilwoman Nancy Britton?
Here.
Councilman Terrence Rowe?
Here.
City Attorney Joseph Public?
Here.
City Manager Tom O'Neill?
Here.
All right, first item is the approval of council minutes for the regular meeting on April 28th and to approve the city council swearing-in ceremony of April 20th. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Announcements, Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, briefly, to let you know, we've previously given a notice of award to BRW, the contractor for our upcoming street project. They're in the process of preparing the performance and payment bonds and insurance certifications. When we get those, we'll give them a notice to proceed for that work.
Mr. Public.
I attended the first meeting of the Pasco County Charter Commission yesterday. Not really anything significant was discussed. It was more of an introductory meeting. They went over sunshine law, public records law, and they appointed a chairman and a vice chairman. Nothing of any substance was discussed. I'll just keep you up to date on the discussions as they proceed. That's all.
Thank you. All right, comments from the public. Mr. Brown.
Thomas Brown, 7436 Candlelight Court. In the course of learning how Mr. Booth got his concerns on the agenda for the April 28th City Council meeting, I was made aware that his concerns were not on the agenda. He signed up to present his concerns in the 3 minutes allotted to any person. However, his concerns were immediately addressed by the mayor, the city manager, the city attorney, and council members Rowe, Britton, O'Neill, and Colombo. For months, I have been requesting the same courtesy. Once again, I am asking the same 7 members of the City of Port Richey government to give my concerns an equal 5 or 10 minute discussion to answer the question: is Lake Cox a dug lake, or is it a naturally formed body of water? Please refer to the 4-page packet that I left at the city clerk's office on March 10th for each council member. Pay particular attention to page 3 and 4 that show the body of water that is today known as Lake Cox. The name was proposed and accepted in 1979. In the 1974 aerial photo, it is shown, the lake is shown in the middle of a wooded, swampy area. It must have formed naturally, as there was no way equipment could have got near it. Notice the proximity of the lake shown in the 1974 aerial photo and the 1984 aerial photo in regards to their distance from Orange Grove Avenue and Washington Street. The lake appears in the same location in both aerial photos. It also, when viewed from the air in 1974 and 1984, looks like a backwards capital B. Could I please have a determination of the city government as to whether Lake Cox is a dug or natural lake? You have had 2 months to study the documentation provided. Your decision affects 6 families on Candlelight Court and 2 families on Lantern Lane. Weigh the facts for 2 more weeks if you have to, for a total of 10 weeks, and reach a decision. Thank you.
Pastor Lord.
Leonard Lord, I pastored 8114 Leo Kidd Avenue. Just wanted to continue to keep the council updated. Our backpack giveaway will be it's second Saturday before school starts back. And so we're gonna be praying about maybe enlarging it. We'd probably need your help with that, particularly with helping finance the backpacks. They're about $9 stuffed. With what we can get them through somebody Cures Tampa Bay. But just wanted to let you know about that. We should be ordering this month. So we'll be working on the backpack giveaway, the next thing in the city. And then, of course, I've talked to Pat. Cure Fest will be coming up the end of September. That's where we'll be looking for projects, if the city council or anything that we can do as the churches in the area, okay? So thank you for your support. Thank you for what you do. We're praying for you, and remember, any way that we can help as the community of churches here, please let us know so we can work that with our network. Okay, thank you, Mayor, thank you, Council, and God bless you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Melton.
Richard Melton, 5342 Blue Point. I have given everyone a copy of a one-way. Everybody get that? The reason I gave that to you is because I see that as a huge safety concern, and with the proposed waterfront district overlay that we were talking about in the past, that could help a lot of the parking issues that we have down there. And also, it is my anticipation that at some point we're gonna one-way that anyway, but it's a very cheap fix as a public safety concern to make sure that the cars are all facing the right direction when they are parked illegally to begin with. That way there's less problems for accidents, people backing out. They'll be able to back out safety. I just wanted to address that and listen to your concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, comments from council? Okay,
I have a quick comment, just a quick one. I just wanted to be aware, everybody on council be aware that we have that mandatory training. And I really want to make a schedule. I want to decide, are we going to do this all, how many hours are involved? Are we going to do it with Mr. Public? Can we do it on a Saturday morning? Do we want to do it before each meeting? But we need to move on it. I don't want to be waiting till the last moment.
Well,
Joe?
we've got a total of 4 hours that need to be done, covering, I believe it's ethics, sunshine law, public records. We can do it several different ways. We can do it immediately following a meeting. We could do 1 hour blocks, get it done in 4 meetings. Or we could take it in smaller bites. As long as we get those 4 hours done, it doesn't matter how we acquire those. You have till the end of the year. It's not to be reported until your next Form 1, your 2015 Form 1, which wouldn't be due until next year. So we have the end of the year to get it done. So I just need some direction from council. Do you want to take it in half-hour bites, which might be easier, or do you want to take it in hour bites, or?
What's your pleasure?
I don't know. I kind of like to take it in a 4-hour block and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's offered in Largo, I believe it is, and it
There's
is a
several
4-hour
places.
block, so
The League
8
of
to
Cities has
12.
offered it around different places. I mean, I'm more than happy to go ahead and we can do these whenever you like, or you can do them on your own at any of the number of stuff. I spoke to the Ethics Commission. They also have some online training that can be done. That'll count towards it.
Is this something could be done on a Saturday, like an 8 to 12?
That's what
And,
I'm thinking. Just do it.
You know, would it work for everybody? I mean, you know, obviously you're traveling, you know, a bit to get here. We could have Britton bring in the donuts and the coffee.
Well, what I'll do is I'll get together a bunch of the different options and some of the course material, the general topics, and then I'll bring it in and either email it to everybody, and then at the next meeting we can kind of
Works for me.
firm up a little bit more, especially since Councilman Colombo's
Yeah.
not here, when will work the best for everybody. But we
Okay.
do have time.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good, and I agree, we need to move on it. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to council business. The first item is dock approval for Whiskey River. Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, as you will see in your packet, there's a memorandum that I prepared with information on the dock that has been constructed at the Whiskey River Restaurant. The property owner had this built. Exactly when, I couldn't tell you. The discussions I've had have been with the business owner, Mr. Ed Burbach, and just to let you know, the property owner and contractor had secured a dock permit from the Department of Environmental Protection and Army Corps of Engineers, and no permit was issued by the city for construction of the dock. A city permit is required. The Army Corps permit has since expired, but they've given us a letter of no objection to the dock being put into use. What we have done is we've issued an after-the-fact permit, but not finalized the job, subject to city council approval, and we have triple feed them. And just as a matter of information, we had 2 other cases that were pretty much identical going on at the same time where city permitting was not approved. So it's on your agenda tonight for your review and approval. We would recommend that you do approve it. We've looked at the dock. I think that it's constructed very well, and I've looked at it, and so is our new building official, John Cosmo. So it's up for your consideration tonight.
Okay, I have a couple questions with regard to this. There's nothing in the packet except apparently something from Department of Environmental Protection. There's one. I have one sheet in my packet. I have nothing from the Army Corps. I have no city application. I don't have any cost of the dock for the fine or the triple fees.
I'd be glad to give you all that. We could table this and put it on the next meeting. The reason I didn't put it on there is it's quite voluminous. It's probably that much paper, and so I'd be glad to do that for you.
What's the pleasure of the rest of you?
You could email it to us in the meantime. I mean, we could at least see something.
So
I
would
agree.
you like me to email it to you and list it on the next agenda?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
do that.
All right. Then moving on to the next item, which is the easement for 4948 Bay Park Drive. Mr. O'Neill.
Yes, the city attorney has prepared the easement that's in the packet tonight, and this easement grants an easement over the small portion of city property that's located adjacent to the residence of Mr. Eugene Duffy and Karen Reed at 4948 Bay Park Drive. As you will see in the packet tonight, there is a drawing, a sketch of what they would like to do on the property. They want to extend a circular driveway there that will be safer for their ingress and egress off of Bay Boulevard. So the easement was previously discussed, and the easement document is on the agenda tonight for your review and approval.
Okay, have the homeowners been able to look at the easement?
Yes, they are here tonight.
Okay. Would you come up, please?
And Gene Duffy, 4948 Bay Park.
Good evening.
Karen Reed.
Okay. One of the conditions of this easement is that you provide insurance.
Okay.
It's in paragraph 7. Have you looked
Yes,
at that?
yes, I saw
That
that.
paragraph, have you inquired as
I
to
have not inquired into it. I was gonna ask the attorney or someone as far as what exactly process do I do to obtain that?
Well, I've got some questions then for the city attorney. It requires them to obtain $300,000 worth of liability insurance, I guess. The question I have and the issue I've got from a practical standpoint is they're not owners of the property. And so it may be somewhat difficult for them to obtain that insurance.
I don't think it should be too difficult, because it's similar to an incident where somebody rents a facility for a banquet and are required to have additional insurance because they're serving alcohol. My concern is, should something happen on that property, that little stretch with the car, and we're sued, that we're covered at least to our sovereign immunity amount. That's my recommendation. And I don't know how difficult it would be. When I checked, the last time I checked with an insurance company about 6 months ago regarding getting insurance for an event, for somebody who wanted to host alcohol at a city-owned event, $1 million worth of coverage for a one-day event was only, I think it was $150 to $200. So I
Now
can't
we're
imagine that this
Okay.
would be cost prohibitive.
Well,
but
we're
I
talking about a
don't know.
year at a time, so.
Yeah, but we're not talking about $1 million, and we're
No,
not talking
no.
about
And it may be,
booze and stuff like that.
and it may be something that you can add to your homeowner's insurance.
Yeah.
That would be the first person I would speak
Sure.
with, would be your insurance agent.
With typical special events, you can obtain a certificate of insurance from your carrier that names the city as an additional insured, as long as it met those monetary requirements in there.
Okay? All right. Any other questions, comments, discussion?
My question would be is, who's gonna police this as far as making sure that there's insurance on it year after year after year?
That'll be the city's administration's job. I'll put it on the city manager tickler list to make sure we have a reminder.
Be an annual proof of insurance.
And then I could just
don't-
email a copy of the.
I don't see that as a big hill to climb.
No, just checking, that's just
Okay.
follow through.
All right, you've reviewed the agreement, and you're in agreement. All right. Anything else? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Any input from the public with regard to this granting of easement for a right-of-way? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, that is the completion of our city council agenda. Is there anything further before we adjourn? I'm going to adjourn very briefly. We're going to reconvene as the CRA. So we'll take a brief break and then come back. Thank you.